If you had asked me 3 years ago if today I would be where I am, running my own business, not working for anyone else, I probably wouldn't have believed you. So, yeah, starting my own business has completely changed my life. Hi, I'm Tasha with One Big Happy Life, where we help you find balance, build wealth, and live happy. And today I'm going to be talking to you about how starting my own business has changed my life. So not even quite 3 years ago. So in December of 2016, I started posting a couple of YouTube videos here and there on One Big Happy, and it has now grown into a multiple six-figure business that I work in full-time and that supports or helps support our family. So yes, this business has definitely changed our lives, and it continues to change our lives day in and day out. And so I wanted to talk about some of the specifics that have been kind of surprising to me. So a bit of self-discovery in the midst of all of this like life-changing stuff. So number one, the biggest change, like the most obvious change, is that I now have, for the first time ever, complete control over my schedule. So I can decide what I am and am not going to do and when I'm going to do things on any given day, which I've never had that before. I've always either been a student, so my class schedule was set by other people, even if I selected the class. It's like, well, I only have so many to choose from and I do need these classes. So that was still limited. And even though I, for the most part, made an effort to work for employers that had really flexible schedules, even when I worked at the law firm, I still generally had to keep normal business hours and be available for meetings during times that weren't always set by me. So this is the first time in my life where I have full and complete control. Even if someone else wants to meet with me, I get to decide. For example, like I know from now on, I'm not going to do meetings on Mondays. Right now, we do have a couple of things that we do in the evenings. On Fridays, we do our lives for Wealth Builders Academy. So we may move that to Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday so that Mondays and Fridays, I actually don't meet with anyone like outside of the business. We might meet internally, but no meetings. Right now, it's just Mondays. But to be able to say that I'm not going to take any meetings 1 or 2 or 3 days a week is incredible. And of course, every single day, I get to decide what I'm going to do on any given day. Now, of course, the work still needs to get done. So I can only put off, say, shooting YouTube videos for so long before it's like, okay, now I have to do this today if I want to get these videos out. But I get to do things like see my kids every morning and also be home when they come home from school. Like Alexis comes home in the middle of the afternoon because she's in college. But when Reeves comes home from school at like 4:15, I also get to chaperone Reeves field trips, which I really love. So just having full control of my schedule, being able to grocery shop in the middle of the day, go get my lashes done in the middle of the day, all of that stuff is so incredible, right? Anything is possible and it feels amazing. So number two, it's forcing me to face my insecurities and fears, which is definitely a good thing because it's forcing me to grow as a person. So by the time you guys see this video, I will be in California for a business trip. I'm going to a business conference, the Entrepreneur Experience, which is a conference held by Amy Porterfield, and there are going to be some big heavy hitters in the online business world there. Rachel Hollis, of course, Amy herself, Jasmine Star. And so I'm really excited to go there and, meet some new business friends, but it's also really scary. I don't generally love travel, like traveling for business. It's better now that I get to choose fully my own travel accommodations because my business is paying for it. But it's really scary going to new conferences where you really don't know everyone and then trying to make friends and fit in. And so, yeah, it can be really, really intimidating. It's very difficult for me. Even talking about it right now, I'm feeling like these fluttery butterflies in the pit of my stomach, like almost like nausea. And then when I get there, I know it's going to be fun, but just putting myself in that sort of vulnerable position where I don't know anyone just kind of brings back all of the worst memories of high school of not fitting in. It's like, well, what if no one likes me? What if I don't fit in? What if I'm just alone all 4 days? And so, but it's good that I have to confront these feelings because each time it gets a little bit easier and I become fully and more myself and more comfortable with myself and not letting the negative self-talk rule everything that I do. So I love that being in business really pushes me to continue to grow as a person and not just let fears and insecurities keep me in a small place. So I love that. Third, and this is probably going to surprise a lot of people, but it actually makes me appreciate my day job even more because, frankly, you have to make an effort as a business owner to create a wall between your business and your life because it's really easy for business to just kind of creep into everything that we do. Even when I go on Instagram, when I go on Facebook, and I'm trying to just be social like a regular social person would be on social media, a bit of it is always still a little bit of work, right? Because I don't post on Instagram at Tasha Cochran, even though that exists. I mostly post on One Big Happy Life. So this past weekend, we went Halloween costume shopping. And so I posted a little bit about that on Instagram, just like any normal person would. But the division is just not there the way it would be if, say, I worked for Coca-Cola and did their social media like at home. Yes, I would post on tashacochran.com, but here I don't do both, right? So yeah, I think that's sort of the downside of working for yourself, working in your own business, that it never stops, that you kind of always want to keep working on it because it's your baby and it's fun, but you still need to create that division between business and your personal life. There's a time to work on your business and dream big in your business, and there's a time to just sit on the couch and veg out with your family and watch some corny Halloween movies, right? Without feeling like you need to be on your phone. So I kind of miss that hard division that used to exist with my 9 to 5 because it's like when I'm off, I'm off. Nobody call me, no one text me, I don't want to hear anything, and I'll pick up my email Monday morning at 6 a.m. when I get in the office. So I'm sure some of that is mental, and I'm working on creating better divisions and cutoff times, and I've been working in a new planner that really helps me out with that, and also I still do calendar blocking, but I actually do it on paper now. But yeah, so that's definitely changed the way that I look at my workday now that I don't have a 9 to 5. So I'll never be one of those entrepreneurs that completely knocks 9 to 5 life. I actually think it's great. You just have to know what works for you and what kind of environment best works for you, because not everyone wants to be an entrepreneur, and that's okay. Number 4, running my own business really simplifies the process of making money and makes the path to earning more money way more straightforward, because I've always been of a mindset that you can do work that you enjoy, work reasonable hours, and get paid really well. But that meant that I've had to be strategic about which jobs I took and really trying to make sure that that their expectations for the number of hours matched with my expectations for what I wanted for work-life balance. And as I got higher and higher up the income ladder, well, then it started to get harder and harder. And then it's like, okay, well, what's my next move? And income-wise, where am I going to top out at if I want to maintain also my quality of life? And in running my own business, I don't believe that, I think the top out, like there is no real top out, because the more your business makes, the more that you can hire other people to take on other roles. So you don't necessarily have to work harder and harder and more hours as your business grows, as long as you're bringing on the right people and that can help you continue to grow your business. So for me, whereas before when I was employed, I felt like I was going to hit a bit of an income ceiling in terms of how much I was going to make, and what kind of work I was going to be doing. and how many hours a week I was going to work, I don't feel that that limit is here when now working in my business. I feel like I can work the same number of hours, but my income can still continue to increase while I'm working in my own business. So that is very, I don't know, reassuring and liberating that now I don't have to rely on someone else to decide for me how much I get to make given the number of hours I want to work. So I love that. And it really is life-changing to make that shift in terms of how money comes into my life. And number 5, starting my own business really has created this sense of wonder and possibility in my life, because now it feels like really anything is possible. It's really exciting. It's a little scary, but that's okay too. And I just think back to when we lived in Texas, which was probably about 6 years ago, and Joseph and I were having conversations about, okay, well, what do we want to do with our lives? Because we were in positions that were really well paying. They would have eventually gotten to, low 6 figures. And it was a very comfortable life. Like we liked our house. And I'm like, are we really going to sit here for another 30 years in these cushy, comfortable, easy, lucrative jobs? Is that going to be enough for us? And back then, I always knew that the answer was no, but I didn't know where I wanted to head. I didn't know what was possible. And now it feels like running my own business that anything is possible. I'm completely untethered from the things that would normally keep us in one place. So yes, right now Joseph's job keeps us here, but in another 2 years, once his student loans are gone, well, we can pick up and move wherever, live wherever. We could spend like 3 months in a different country if we wanted to, and then while still running our business, and then come back here. And having that complete flexibility and complete control over my life feels really amazing. Now, obviously, I love being an entrepreneur. I could have never imagined that I would have had I not started down the path. But having said that, I also understand that this path is not for everyone. Not everyone will thrive and get as much enjoyment in this, what is a very really unstructured environment, and also sometimes a little precarious, right? Because now it's up to me to maintain the business that's going to support my family, and that can be kind of intimidating, but I love it, right? It's definitely an environment where I see myself thriving in, and it's definitely been a life-changing experience so far, and I'm really excited to continue to share the journey with you all. So if you have any specific questions that I can answer in one of my future business videos, be sure to drop the questions down below and I'll answer them. All right, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.